Hey guys, this is the next video in the SQL series, and in this video what we're going to be doing is going to be solving some problems involving the concepts we learned in the past 3 videos. So if you haven't learned a bit of SQL from the past 3 videos, go back and check it again before we go ahead in this video. Without any further ado, let's go to the video. So we'll start by listening to the intro. Now on our left hand side we have the questions that we'll be solving in this video, and on the right hand side we have the command line. First off, when you open the command line you have to connect it to the system. So we say connect system and we enter the password system. Now the first question that we have to solve is you have to create a table. The first table's name is customer and the second table's name is product. Now the syntax for creating the table in SQL is just create table. So we go ahead, we say create table, and then table's name is customer. So customer, and the first is CID. Since it's an ID, it will be an integer, the data type. Next is Cname, which would have a data type of varchar 50. Next is PID, which is again an ID, so it will be an integer. Next off we have quantity. Now, quantity would be an integer, so we say quantity int. So now the table has been created. Next we have to create the table called product. So we say create table product PID, which will be an integer. Next is pname, product name. Product name we would make it a string, so we say varchar 50. Next is price. Now price can be an int value or even a decimal value. Now the safest way we could say is we'd say that the price would be a decimal value. So even if it's 20, we can say it as 20.0. So for decimal, the data type in SQL is float. So we say float, we close the parenthesis, semicolon. Now that table is also created. Now the next question is we have to insert at least 5 tuple in each table. So first off, we'll go ahead and insert tuples into the customer table. So we say insert into customer. The values of first is an integer, so 1 we say for the CID. Next is the customer name, let's say Tom. Next is PID, you can give it a PID, let's say like 3, and quantity of 7. Yeah, that's done. Again we go ahead and we insert 4 more values. Now we have 5 values in the customer table. Now to see that, we can do the select star command. Select star from customer. So we have those 5 values of 1 CIDs, the Cname is Tom, then the PID is 3, then quantity, which is 7. Similarly, we have 5 values. Now next off, we go and insert 5 tuples into the product table. So insert into product values. First we have to give the PID, which can be one of these values, 3, 4, 2, 1, 3. So one of these, so I'll start off with 1. Next is pname, so we'll say Lays for that, the first one. And we have to give it a price. We can give it like 34 and we can close it off. Now float can also take integer values, so that's pretty easy to do. So 1 row has been created. Similarly, we'll go ahead and create 4 more. So now we have inserted 5 tuples into each table. Now we can see the product table also using the select star command. So we say select star from product. Now we have 5 values. Now you have seen that. Now even the third question is covered. Select all data from each table We've done that using the select star command for customer and product. Next, use alter command, set CID as customer. Using the alter command that we learned in the previous video, we have to change the CID which we have here in the customer table to customer. So what we first do is we say alter table, and what's the table we are doing? Customer. And what we are going to be doing, we are going to be renaming the CID as customer. So we say rename column CID, and we say to what value? Customer. The table has been altered. So now when you look at the table using the select star command, now in place of CID which we had earlier out here, we have customer, although the values are the same and everything. Next, the question is add a column named rating of decimal number with 2 decimal points into customer table. Now what they've asked us to do is we have to add a new column called rating, and the limit for that in decimal, it has to be a float value decimal number, and after the point you should only have a maximum of 2 values, not more than that. So how we go off is we say alter table customer, because that's the table we are altering. We have to add a column called rating, so we say add rating and its data type, which is a decimal or a float. And when you say a decimal, why I choose decimal over float here is because there's a limit for how many values you can have after the decimal point. So let's say I have 1 value before the decimal point and 2 values after. So in total I have 3 values. So we say 3 values and 2 of them after the decimal point. So the table has been altered. Now you have a new column in the customer table. So you can, next off, we have to remove the Cname column from customer table. Now for that we have to use the drop column command. So we say alter table customer, and we say drop column, and the column name is Cname. Now the column has been dropped. So now if you look at the table using the select star command, you would see some changes in it from the previous one. So we say select star from customer. So you have customer, you don't have the Cname, you have PID, quantity, and you have a new column called rating. So now you have to insert 2 rows into the customer table and the product table. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, now we have gone ahead and inserted 2 rows. For the rating column, I have inserted 2 values. So the first value has 5.46, which is within the limit that I have 2 values after the decimal point and 1 value before a decimal point. Now when it comes to the second one, I don't have 2 values, but I can even have 1 value, even that is fine. So now when you look at the customer table, you would see 2 new rows added. Select star from customer. So we have 2 new rows added, and in total we have 7, and the 2 new rows we have the rating also, and we'll add 2 values for the product table too. So the next question is select the customer who bought the PID of 4. So how do you do that? We have to say select star from customer, and we have to give a condition. Now how do you give the condition? Using the where clause. So we say where PID is equal to 4. So the person who bought the PID of 4 is the customer whose customer ID was 2 PID, and he bought 6 quantities, and we don't have any rating for that. Now the next is select the PID which costing more than ₹20. So we go ahead, we say select star from product, where what's the condition here? The costing has to be more than 20. So price has to be greater than 20. So we have 3 items which has a price of like Lays 34, then Maggi 23, Kurkure 25. all of them are greater than 20. So we have just solved like 9 questions which I did a few days back again, and I hope everyone has understood how we went over each of these queries. So thanks a lot for watching, and if you have liked this video, give a like and do not forget to subscribe to this channel because we have more such videos coming soon. Thank you.